Welcome to the day in history for April 23rd. Today is the first ever posted YouTube video. It was titled Me at the Zoo, and it led to a revolution in how we see videos and content on the internet. Pretty amazing day in history. Okay, big idea for today is the true impact of our inventions are often unknown. And we'll talk more about that later. I'll let you write this down. Okay, we are on the internet. The internet is huge. The internet feels infinite, and some might say that it is. But there are a lot of things you can do on the internet, and that's a pretty obvious statement. But it's pretty interesting right now. We are communicating on the internet. It's actually made school possible from home, which is pretty crazy to think about because it's not been like that throughout most of history. Here we go. Now, in the beginning, if you wanted to watch a show, you had to turn on your TV and find it. And if you had to get up to answer the phone or you had to go to the bathroom, you missed out. There was no recording, there was no on-demand, there was no live streaming. You saw what you saw, and if you missed it, it was gone. Now, there were some other ways. You could have a home projector, so you could rewatch like a movie or a video or something, but not very many people had them. Now, it was later that an invention came out called the video cassette recorder, similar to a Walkman or something, but these were big tapes that you could record stuff on. Pretty amazing. There were two main brands, Beta and VHS. There's not too many of them around anymore, but I'll bet you if you ask your parents about them, they'll know exactly what you're talking about. You can ask them this question: Mom or Dad, did you have a Beta or a VHS? And their eyes will kind of get big. It's a good question to ask them. But it was pretty cool because you could finally record TV. I remember one day, I was probably your guys' age, and I came home, and my mom had put a quilt in front of the TV. She had duct taped it over the TV so I couldn't see what was going on. I actually did go peek, and I realized that she was recording something. Now, it turns out she was recording the original Dark Crystal on a VHS so that I could watch it over and over and over again. And that's what I ended up doing. Pretty cool. So, now, as we move on, things called DVRs came out, which was a way to record live TV. You could only record a certain amount, but it was digital. You didn't have to put a tape in or anything like that. So we're getting a little more advanced. Finally, we come up to modern day streaming. Okay, you guys have a whole different viewing experience when it comes to shows than I did as a kid, because you guys have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of choices every single day of what to watch. I had maybe 5. Yeah, pretty crazy to think about. You can go on Netflix or Amazon or Disney Plus or wherever you use or your parents allow you to go on, and you literally have at least 10, 15, 20, 100 different choices of stuff to watch. It's pretty crazy to think about. Now, what? Why would I put Elon Musk on here? And why does he look so young? And why is he standing next to something called PayPal? Well, because this is where the story of YouTube starts. Pretty crazy. Now, Elon Musk ran PayPal, and he had 3 employees. Do you know who those 3 employees were? They were these guys, the guys that started YouTube. Jawed Karim, who is on the, let's see, for you guys, it's going to be this guy. Okay, the guy in the middle is Steve Chin in the middle, and Chad Hurley is the other guy. Now, Chad was kind of the design guy. His job was to design how things looked, and then the other 2 guys were the computer programmers. Now, they worked for PayPal. Chad Hurley actually designed the logo for PayPal. PayPal's like a way that you can buy things on the internet. It's a different day in history. Pretty interesting, though. PayPal's the reason that Elon Musk started Tesla and SpaceX, because he got his money from PayPal. Pretty interesting. Now, these guys worked for PayPal, but they had another idea. They wanted to make something of their own, and so they actually started a business out of their garage, and it was called Tune In, Hook Up. It was a dating site. Yeah, they started a dating site, and it was a complete and total failure. It totally didn't work. They even tried to get people to post videos by paying them from Craigslist, and it still didn't work. It was bad. But here's the important thing. What they had built a system to upload videos so that you could see the person you might want to date. But they realized that the structure that they had built for these videos worked really, really well. And so they changed it to this, YouTube. Now, YouTube started primarily because these guys were trying to find a video of something that happened at a Super Bowl, and they couldn't find it online. And they realized there was no real easy way to find videos. We take that for granted today. Just the other day, I typed in on YouTube how to build a filter for a pond. And I had like 25 different good choices of videos showing me how to do that. That never existed before. You would have to go to a pond shop or a hardware store, or find a specialist or somebody that knew how to make these things, or read a book. Now you can learn anything, anytime. It's pretty amazing. So they started YouTube, and the very first video they posted was really short. And YouTube used to look a lot different. Okay, when YouTube first launched in 2005, it actually launched on Valentine's Day in 2005. It looked like this. Totally different than what it looks like today. We're used to all these recommendations popping up and ads and all kinds of stuff, but this is what it used to look like. Now, the first video is called Me at the Zoo, and it's a video, it's only like a few seconds long, and you can totally watch it. Just type in first YouTube video and you'll see it. And it's pretty much Jod looking at these elephants and going from there. It's nothing amazing, but it was the first YouTube video uploaded. Now, in 2006, just a second. Sorry, I had a slight mechanical error back there. So, go to the next slide. Okay, in 2006, I have Penny's helping me. She helps me every day for Day in History. Sometimes the computer doesn't work right. So, in 2006, Google bought YouTube for $1.65 billion. Guys, I want you to think about it. These three guys start this company. They literally started it out of a garage on Steve Chin's credit cards. And then a year later, they sell it for almost $2 billion. $1.65 billion. That is insane. These guys were just like instantly rich. It's crazy. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now, in 2009, YouTube started allowing ads. And when they started allowing ads, people could start becoming YouTube celebrities, and they started making a ton of money. All of a sudden, anybody, and this is the real important thing about today's Day in History, anybody, even me, can go on there and post YouTube videos. I can teach you how to do all kinds of stuff. I can make something up and put it on there. It unleashed the freedom of imagination of anybody with access to the capability to make videos. That never existed before. Only certain people in the past had the ability to spread their message around, and now anybody could. It's pretty amazing to think about. Now, what that led to, specifically in 2010, something called the Arab Spring happened. And what happened was a bunch of countries in the Middle East started thinking about their political systems and wanted to change things. And there were mass protests, and they were covered on YouTube and other social media. And individual people now had the ability to broadcast their thoughts, whereas before, that wasn't possible. The internet and YouTube revolutionized the way that people could share their thoughts and ideas. And that's really the big thing for today. And that's why the big idea is the true impact of our inventions are often unknown. Because these three guys, when they wanted to start a dating website, never thought that YouTube would be instrumental in changing political systems, presidential elections, sharing information, and all kinds of things. But you have to remember, for the good to happen, there also has to be the bad that happens. And there's a lot of misinformation, fake information, conspiracy theories, and just downright horrible things on YouTube. Just like there's absolutely amazing things on there as well. Remember, guys, life's a balance. You can't have everything. If you don't have things that are bad, then the good don't seem as good. So now, here's some statistics. So YouTube has 2 billion users worldwide. 2 billion people have YouTube accounts. Okay? 79% of internet users say they have a YouTube account. That's the second most popular social media. Can you guys guess what the first one is? Yes, Facebook. Okay. Now, people love watching these videos. 1 billion people watch videos every single day. I've already watched like 3 videos today. Okay, and you're watching one right now. Every minute, every single 60 seconds, over 500 hours of videos are uploaded. That's crazy. Now, the internet is a huge place. And YouTube, there's a really cool site where you can see a map of the internet. But these 3 dots right here, the 3 big ones, Google, YouTube, and Facebook. These are some of the big ones. Now, the internet is an amazing, amazing place. And YouTube has found a way to give each person a voice. And for millions and millions of people to view that voice. For the first time in the history of our planet, an individual person can have an idea, they can put it up in a way that anybody can see it, well, anybody that has access to the internet, and share their ideas. And it truly has changed the world that we're in. That is today's day in history, and I'll see you tomorrow.